Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Triangle. David Huffman, Israel Rivera. TJ Hopkins isn't here with us today. He's trying to win an Emmy with the NTC. So I hope good luck to you guys. I hope you guys take it home. We're going to talk about a couple things here today. First, we're going to start with the NBA. We're going to go over to college football, and then we're going to talk to the NFL. And we're going to get a little fantasy conversation going on. Because TJ doesn't play fantasy, and me and Israel are about it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're all about that fantasy.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little fantasy this week. A little fantasy. It's going to be nice. So we're going to start in the NBA. We're going to talk about Golden State.
Yes.
6-0. Absurd. Like, they're just, like, they're playing at, like, a different level than anybody in the league. They beat Memphis in Golden State by 50 points.
Yeah,
50 points.
yeah.
And Memphis is a playoff team.
And they just beat L.A.
They beat the Clippers. Like, they beat.
They've been on a roll. I mean, Stephen Curry looks like he's very, very tuned in. Like he looks better sharper than last year, as opposed to, that
dialogue is always like the team that wins the championship always has like the hangover a little bit into the next season. Like
they're on
nothing.
High. They're on a high. Like
is it possible that they're better this season than they were last season?
It might be possible just because of the fact that they got that year of experience. Look, we won a championship now. Now we got a target on our back. But we're still going to be the hunters instead of being the hunted. Mm-hmm. And it looks like that. I mean, they're on defense. They just have high energy. They're guys. I mean, they don't have a true center.
Zealey's a nice player. He's a true center.
I know.
Andrew Bogut is a true center.
But they don't really play those guys in like key stretches of the game
I know.
where they need a defensive stop.
They have Draymond Green go to the 5.
They switch everything. So everything on a ball screen's a switch, and it frustrates teams.
And on the defense, on the other end, like playing defense against that offense.
I mean, they're just spreading it out, and all those guys could get buckets. I mean, they all know their part.
Not to mention, if you like make the mistake of going under on those screen and rolls on Steph Curry, he's just gonna murder you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, and Harrison Barnes on the same floor. I mean, you're talking about 5 guys that can get their own shot, that can score, that can get their own bucket.
I don't know if Draymond Green can
I don't know Draymond Green. I mean, Draymond Green is pretty good on the pick and roll when he's rolling to the basket.
Yeah.
And then when he's popping out for the 3.
It's not making your own shot.
I know. But he's also a sneaky rebounder. He can get rebounds. You put him back in. Harrison Barnes, I like Harrison Barnes.
I love Harrison
Barnes. He's
another
one like Draymond Green. I don't know if he can like really get his own shot that much, but he could get it a little bit though. A little bit better than Draymond Green.
He's been nice. Like,
Harrison Barnes
the whole starting lineup is just so good.
And then Andre Iguodala could get his own shot, and then Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, of course. I mean, that lineup is pretty lethal, man.
How high do you think Steph Curry would have gone in that draft if people had known that this was who he was going to become?
I think he would have went like top 3 pick. I don't know. Look at Michael Jordan. He got picked. He got passed over for Sam Bowie.
Yeah, I know, but like, do you think Blake Griffin would still be taken over him if
no.
they had known that Steph Curry was going to turn into this?
I think people in the league thought that they looked at Steph Curry and said, "Man, this guy can fill it up. He can shoot it lights out from anywhere. He has handles. He's very creative, but how is he going to bulk up? How is he going to withstand the rigors of the NBA?
I also don't think people thought he'd have this kind of handle.
No, he's had to work on this handle.
Like, his handle is just absurd.
He's had to work on that handle.
Like, I never, like, when I saw Steph Curry come in, like, I never thought he'd be, like, crafty with the basketball. Who do you think
has the best handle, Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving?
I think it's Kyrie, but I think
it's Kyrie,
I think it's really close.
It's really close. It's really close, but I think Kyrie. We used to say Chris Paul, but now Steph Curry surpassed Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul and I wouldn't say Darren Williams back then, but I think Darren Williams had that really great left to right crossover before Derrick Rose got in the league. Everybody was talking about Darren Williams had that explosive left to right crossover.
And we don't know what Kyrie Irving's going to be whenever he comes back. They keep pushing his comeback date back further.
I mean, you can't take away his handles though.
Yeah, but
always
still
gonna have
knees,
those.
like, you do a lot of cutting on your knees when you're handling the basketball. I don't know. It could be effective.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, man. Steph Curry, he's definitely keeping that MVP
right,
level. So,
do we think that this team can beat that Bulls record? Are they that good?
Not this team.
Are they that good?
No,
like, can they go?
They were almost close last year.
I mean, can they be better than 72-10? Like, is that going to happen this season? Like, are they? Like,
no.
I wish I had their schedule in front of us, like, so I could find a game they're going to lose.
The Western Conference is too brutal, man. They're on the wrong side of the conference. Like, if they played in the East, I think because they'll have to play most of the games in the Eastern Conference. I think they'll easily beat that record. But since they play in the West, they're gonna go through some stretches where like a couple West beat them back to back, and a lot of those Bulls teams never had like that. That Bulls team never had a back to back loss. Like you can't have back to back losses and expect to get to 72-10. That Bulls team never had a back to back loss in the season. Think about that. That's very hard in the NBA, but it's because they played in the Eastern Conference, which is relatively weaker than the West. Like it's been like that for a long time.
I mean, the Eastern Conference was still good back then. Like,
it was
a lot
good.
of really good teams.
But you're talking about 90s.
But it was really top heavy.
But you're talking about in the late 90s when it started, when all the talents started to switch to the West. So I mean, it's gonna be hard for Golden State because they're gonna have a couple games where they lose to a couple good teams in a row.
Yeah, okay.
It's hard to sustain in the Western Conference.
I honestly think this Golden State team is good enough, and I think they may challenge it.
You think they may? If they do, it would be more impressive.
I think they're gonna challenge it.
I think it would be more impressive if they did.
Oh yeah,
it would be way more impressive because I mean they'll be doing it in the Western Conference.
This Western Conference.
Yeah. And this Western Conference is pretty much brutal. I mean, you're talking about 10 teams, maybe 11 teams that could make the playoffs. 8 teams are definitely going to make the playoffs. But 3 of those teams, probably 4 of those teams on the outside looking in, you put them in the Eastern Conference, they're making the playoffs.
That makes it a nice segue into what's going on in New Orleans. Yeah. They got the best player arguably in the league.
Yes.
But yet they can't win a game.
But
they also played Golden State twice. So I mean,
yeah, you played Golden State twice. I don't know the other teams that they played.
Yeah, they played some good teams. Like
they could score. They could fill it up. They just can't stop anybody.
Man, like
they can score though.
Anthony Davis scored 40 points last night and lost.
They can score.
I just don't think they have enough around Anthony Davis to be like a legitimate championship contender.
Well, I mean, you get that with Alvin Gentry though.
And I don't make the argument that like I don't think they have enough talent around Anthony Davis to even make the playoffs this season.
Not this season, no.
Like I think they got lucky last season, but like they got no Tyreek Evans. Drew Holiday's on like a super minutes restriction. Ryan Anderson hasn't been shooting the ball as good as he does in pass. I mean, what else they got on that team? They got like Norris Cole's been injured. Who's their starter?
Is Eric Gordon still injured, or
Eric Gordon's playing, but he's like a relic of him for his former self.
He's pretty much a shell of himself.
Yeah, the knee injuries have taken a lot of his career.
Yeah,
I mean,
Amir Ashik, you're not gonna get much. I mean, is he even playing?
I don't know.
I haven't seen him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, you're starting off 0-5 in the Western Conference. That's pretty much. You're pretty much. You're
5 games down.
You're 5 games down
on whoever's.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to like play some really good basketball in a month. I mean, just scrap this month. I mean, you're talking about this month. I mean, don't scrap it, but try and at least get the 500 next month. Start over, like new season next month. You got to start off like with a 6-game win streak in the next month because you're talking about 0-5 in the West.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a steep hole to climb out of. I know it's a long season, but I mean, you're talking about teams that are already 4-1 and 3-2. They already got three wins over you. I mean, it's gonna be hard for them to, but it's still early. So I guess they gotta finish off this month.
I think they need to make a trade. I think they gotta get somebody like they need to get another shooter. They gotta get somebody who can really score. I mean, Eric Gordon's a nice player, but I don't know. Like that's the problem. Like I don't know where you're gonna go, who you're gonna call. But like, man, they should.
That's gonna make a difference.
Like see if they can call and get like Melo, or put Melo
Carmelo.
Put Carmelo and
you're
Anthony
talking
Davis
about getting
together.
you're talking about getting rid of half your
What
team,
if you could like flip get rid of Drew Holiday and Tyreek Evans and like take Jose Calderon and Carmelo Anthony, and
just to get Carmelo Anthony and Jose Calderon?
Oh, I would absolutely do that.
Yeah, I would do that too. But
Drew Holiday's on a minutes restriction. Tyreek Evans is here all the time.
Like, yeah, but why would they? But why would New York?
If you're for New York, I probably wouldn't do it. I'm just
why
saying,
would New York do it? You'd have to throw in draft picks.
If you're New Orleans, I would be pushing to make some kind of deal, like to get another player in there.
I don't think Melo wants to go back to the Western Conference.
Well, he doesn't have no trade clause. He doesn't really have a choice where he goes. If they trade him away, they trade him away.
I know, but.
But it is easier to make the playoffs in the East than it would be out West.
I know Melo. I don't think Melo. I think Melo. I think New York will keep Melo. I mean, they invested so much money in him. Why would they get rid of him?
I don't know. I'm not just talking on the New Orleans end. I think if you're New Orleans, I would
dump Melo in a year or two. I would if I was New York, I would dump Melo like next year, just to see if they make the playoffs this year, if they could get some more talent. And then see how they are. If they're a playoff contender next year, then let's keep Melo because the East is weak enough to.
The Knicks look pretty good this season. Actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Kristaps Porzingis looks like the real deal.
Yeah, he looks a lot better than what people were expecting. I mean, they thought because he was a little bit raw, and was coming from Europe, that he was not going to be so good. But
he's got a lot of skills. Like
he's got a lot of skills. He can shoot the ball. Yeah, he can handle it at the high post. I mean. not really much handle, but he can hold his own.
Yeah, he's like a Bargnani.
Yeah, like a little bit of a Bargnani. Yeah,
yeah
he's got a little bit more muscle than a Bargnani though. I think he's even a little bit thicker than Bargnani, but
he's a little taller
he could be in the post a little bit more.
No, dude, I think he's skinnier than Bargnani is now. Maybe when Bargnani came in, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When Bargnani came in.
Yeah, okay.
Which is kind of wacky, but whatever. Yeah, but New Orleans definitely. I don't think they can add any other pieces that's really gonna make a significant.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to them when they get Tyreek Evans back, when they have their full assembly of players that they're going to be having
it's
this
still
season.
Early too. I mean, let them get one win, and turn into 2 wins, 3 wins, and
you got to build up a little momentum.
Yeah, a little bit of momentum.
Get those wins.
Yeah, they're on a low streak
because they got the best player in the league, arguably.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis has been he's been big time. He's been playing really well. He hasn't shot the basketball that well, but he's been scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean he's shooting. He shoots at a high tip, but I mean.
But when you're on that team with
making adjustments.
When you're on that team with other players on, who else would you rather have shooting than the basketball? I mean, you're gonna have come on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know. Ryan Anderson needs to step his game up.
Ryan Anderson needs to find his touch.
Yeah,
he used to be a big time 3-point shooter, and
he
just hasn't been as good this season.
Yeah, he needs to find his.
It's not doomsday for them. I think they can still bounce back. I think they can get out of it, but I think it's gonna be tough, especially in the Western Conference.
Tough. Yes, it is. It is definitely gonna be really, really tough for them.
So we're gonna talk about the new system in the Bulls. They're 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
They lost. They got kind of bounced. Beat pretty good by Detroit, who's been arguably really good this season.
Yeah, they've been pretty good.
And they got beat by Charlotte, who was hungry
by
to get
a lot of points. They got beat by Charlotte.
Charlotte was hungry for their first win, and they just dogged us. We came out and thought that maybe we could just beat these guys just by showing up, and that ended up not being the case. And that was a lot of the stuff that happened with the Tom Thibodeau ran team. The Bulls always felt like all they had to do was show up and they would just beat certain teams.
This Bulls system, they're better offensive. They basically swapped it out. They're better offensively. They're worse on defense.
Yeah.
And this season, we were talking about they're in the top 10 in 3-point field goals made, 3-point field goal percentage. Up from 18% from last year in terms of field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, and a lot of the guys, 50. I know it's not gonna last all year, but Jimmy Butler's hitting at a 50% clip.
That's not gonna last.
I know Doug McDermott's hitting at a 50% clip.
That may
3-point field goal percentage, and Nico's even a little bit better at the 3-point this year.
He takes some of his shots just make you scratch your head.
Yeah, I know. So
he just pulls up from wherever he feels.
Yeah, I know. It's like Fred Hoiberg's like, okay, Nico, just go shoot a bunch of shots, but. I know I was listening to the radio the other day. I was driving to work and I heard them saying about Doug McDermott's defense and from what somebody on the radio was saying, it is very, very true. His defense is it's just terrible. He can't guard anybody.
Yeah,
How can you have him on the floor? How can you have him on the floor for? I mean, you got to put him on the floor in certain stretches of the game. When do you put him on the floor? When they're down 3 points or when they're down 5 points? I mean, you can't keep him there extended.
You'd have to find a way where you can put him in with Jimmy Butler and Joakim.
Yeah, where they could hide his
defense. You can hide him a little bit. And put him in with Taj Gibson.
I know. And because he can't guard anybody. He can't guard a fly dude.
That was the thing when he first came into the league.
I know.
His defense was going to be questionable because he's not athletic really, and he's not really lengthy. He doesn't have.
You need him though because he shoots.
Yeah,
I
know we don't have a choice. I know we have to play him because we need this offense, but his defense is abysmal.
I think when Dunleavy comes back and he gets in the thick of things, I think Doug McDermott is gonna move to that third small forward coming off the bench. I think Tony Snell will be the backup.
Man, they should trade him. They should trade Doug
Yeah,
McDermott.
I believe they should trade Doug McDermott because I mean, look, he's gonna score. He's gonna be a good shooter in the league, but his defense really is it gonna improve? Really, does he have the attributes to play great defense in this league? I don't think so.
And
he doesn't rebound. He doesn't rebound for a 6'8" guy.
And I don't think we have the coach right now to teach him how to play defense.
How to play defense,
lockdown defense. If Tom Thibodeau was still there, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, but Tom Thibodeau wouldn't even give him any playing time. I mean,
there's a reason for it.
He'd be like, dude, you can't play defense. Why am I putting you on the floor? If you can't stop anybody and you're only shooting, then you can't play. Tom Thibodeau liked his two-way players. And if it seems like Fred Hoiberg is a little bit more lenient on that, he likes his two-way players, but he likes his one-way players as well. I mean, he'll throw Doug McDermott and Aaron Brooks out there for stretches at a time, and you're just like, well, man, these guys cannot play no defense at all.
Well, I think he inherited those two-way
I
players.
know, but I'm just saying, like,
I don't think he's going to be developing too many two-way
he
players.
likes Etuan Moore. I think he plays Etuan Moore a lot.
Way too much.
Way too much. I mean, I think Etuan Moore is.
He's a nice player.
He's a nice player, but I don't think he deserves. I mean, he works hard. He's a hard worker from what I've seen and what I heard from other players. But I think him playing extended minutes is
I think he's just trying to
minutes away from Tony Snell.
I think he's just trying to keep his rotation, so it's not like everybody's playing a ton of minutes.
I think he likes putting them in, instead of Aaron Brooks a lot more because he can play defense.
Well, I mean, I think they play him a little bit together.
Yeah, they do, but then they keep Etuan Moore in a little bit more. They play him with D Rose.
But I think Aaron Brooks is a better offensive player than Etuan Moore.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that. I just think Etuan's a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
he can guard a lot better, and he can guard more players than Aaron Brooks. I mean, Aaron Brooks against Russell Westbrook is a joke.
Yeah,
no. I mean, for real.
Well, I mean, most players in the league against Russell Westbrook is kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, but that's who you're gonna go against. In terms of point guard, the fast, athletic point guard who can run up and down the floor.
There's no nights off. There's no nights off at the point guard position.
I know exactly.
Like you're gonna have to play somebody.
You gotta play defense. You gotta learn how to play defense. You gotta know how to play against these guys.
So talking about point guard, talking about the Bulls point guard.
Yes.
He had a vintage Derrick Rose game that preceded 3 games where he didn't score in double digits.
Yes.
For the first time in his career that happened, where you went 3 games without scoring in triple digits or double digits.
Right.
I don't know, man. I just sometimes I know I understand that it's not his fault that he gets injured, dude. But the stuff that some of the stuff he says, dude, just baffles me, dude.
Yeah,
I don't understand, man. I don't you have a PR guy? Don't you have anything? Doesn't somebody tell you not to say things like this? I just don't understand the stuff that he says, dude. I think the Bulls are a little tired of him.
Yeah, I mean from the even the Brian
But what's funny about it is all those rumors are coming out, and then the next day Derrick Rose has a vintage Derrick Rose.
I know,
it was like stop it. I'm still that guy.
Yeah, I know. And he is still that guy, but he needs to show it. He can't just show it once every 2 or 3 games. He's got to do it every single night.
He's gonna be like Jimmy Butler, man.
Jimmy's showing it every night. He's consistent every night. That's how Rose got to be. I mean, and it looks like, because, he did have that 2-week layoff where he had, he broke his orbital bone, so he needed to get back in the swing of things. I mean, he couldn't really do anything for a couple weeks. He wasn't really practicing or anything or running or anything. So he's just getting his wind back and his blood flowing and his game back, the little feel for the game. So I think this is a nice little stepping stone for D Rose to build off of for the rest, to start the season. I mean, that was really his "I'm arrived" moment.
I'm concerned I'm concerned that he's gonna be wildly inconsistent for most of the season. And
I think because of the system, because he's got to shoot threes.
He's shoot a lot of threes. He can't really doesn't shoot. He's not a good shooter. 3-point
Derrick
shooter.
Rose's game is exactly how we saw against OKC. I think mid-range game,
setback, jump shots.
Yep, exactly. Floaters, mid-range, getting to the bucket, creating for your own. Pick and rolls, pick and pops. Chaz Gibson.
Take advantage of all. Take advantage
of the centers that you're going against.
So,
he can get his points in different ways without having.
I don't understand. You had Pau Gasol being guarded by Russell Westbrook on those pick and rolls, and Pau Gasol never saw the basketball.
I think that's where he was. Where they were talking about where him and D Rose had that little chitter chatter when D Rose was at the when D Rose or was it Pau Gasol at the line? I can't remember. But I think they were kind of arguing in a way about I think Pau Gasol was like, hey man, I'm getting on these pick and rolls, I'm getting Russell Westbrook in the post, you need to give me the ball, and he finally gave Pau Gasol the ball on that mismatch later on in the game when it actually mattered and they needed the points.
But I don't understand. You can't. That should be an instant read. You should see that. You have Pau Gasol who's 7 feet tall being guarded by someone who's 6'1".
Yeah, I know.
Or 6'2", whatever Russell Westbrook is.
I know.
And that's a total mismatch. There's no way that.
I don't know if he's used to just playing with Joakim Noah all the time.
And he can't shoot.
He can't shoot or he can't score in the post or take advantage of any guys. So I think maybe he's used to that. But yeah, when Pau Gasol gets a mismatch on a point guard, it's almost a gimme. Those are 2 free points right there.
Yeah.
Barring Pau Gasol not missing it, I don't know how you would miss that against a guy that's 8 inches smaller than you.
Joakim Noah finds ways.
I know, but with his touch and his Hall of Fame credentials, I think
Hall of Fame, come on.
Hall of Fame. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
I think
he's borderline Hall of Famer.
It's close.
He's close.
I don't know.
I think he can make the Hall of Fame. Anyways, That's neither here nor there.
But I think the Derrick Rose era in Chicago is coming.
I don't know if it's coming to it.
I think it's got one. I think when his contract's up, I think the Bulls.
I think Brian Hayhorse had it on hit it on the point. When you even me and you even said, as soon when he's talking about the 2017 contract situation, when they're getting a new TV deal, why would you say that? I mean, even with the first time he came out with those comments, I said, "What are you saying? What are you talking about, dude?"
The guy's missed over 100 games in the last 3 seasons. And you're talking about being a free agent. You're worried about your money. You're worried about your financial stability. Man, you're making $20 million.
Right, you're good.
One season, you got.
It's ridiculous. Tone deaf, yes, man. Yeah, man, come on. Nobody wants to hear that. No fan.
Especially not people in Chicago.
Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody
people that
wants
work
to hear
hard
that.
for their money and have to go to work every day, and then they listen to you complain about the money that you're not making.
Yeah,
because it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd, man. He's gotta have
and to what and how have you? I know that you worked hard to get back from your injury. I'm not your bash Derrick Rose, but it's not his fault that he got injured.
I know.
It's not his fault, and he's had to work seriously hard to get back on the court. But in terms of production and getting the Bulls to the playoffs, 2 of those seasons you didn't even get the Bulls to the playoffs. They had to go get Nate Robinson and DJ Augustine to save their season.
Man, did you see that DJ Augustine travel?
Yeah. I mean, that's off topic, but I mean the NBA has gotten that wrong. I mean, more I see now that I watch the NBA more and more. I mean, what is a travel? In terms of what is a catch in the NBA? What is a travel? And that could be another subject. I mean, we could talk for days about that.
Let's just focus about Derrick Rose back to Derrick
Rose. I know,
Rose.
but I mean, because that is ridiculous, man.
That DJ Augustine.
What is a travel in the NBA? You see more and more players taking more than 2 steps to get to the hole. James Harden, LeBron James. I mean, on a daily basis. I mean, what is a travel? They can't even understand. They don't even know what it is.
They make the argument that they take steps while they're gathering up the basketball after the.
Doesn't make sense.
That step as they gather, they don't consider that part of the step.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's the only thing that I can possibly think of.
Anyways, but
that gather step, they don't consider that part of the step.
But I think Derrick Rose. I think this year. I mean, I don't know. You say he's going to be inconsistent. I think he might be inconsistent in the beginning of the season, but I think he'll find his stride at the All-Star break.
I think he's going to have a lot of. I think he'll have a lot of games where he doesn't shoot well and he doesn't play well. And
I don't think he's worthy of another max contract.
No.
I don't think he's worthy of that. Even though he's gonna want one, I don't think he's worthy of one though.
I'd let him get it somewhere else.
Yeah, I let him go somewhere else. I mean, you want to go to LA? I don't think any other team would want. I think some teams would want him, but I don't think they're gonna give him a max deal.
No way.
They'll be lying to themselves if they did that. I mean, he's not a max player anymore until he proves to me otherwise. Until he can get into that.
Stay on the court for an entire season.
Stay on the court for a whole year. Take over games like he did the other day against OKC against elite point guards and be that Derrick Rose 25, 7, and 5 guy with a steal.
I think that phase of part of his career is over.
Yeah, unless he's not a max contract.
He's going to average 17 points a game. I think that'll be if he does that, that'll be good. I think that'll be good for the Bulls.
17's good. I think he's worthy of just below.
But based on the talent that we have around the team, we don't need Derrick Rose to average 30 points a night. We just need him to get 17 points, hit jump shots at timely time.
I think he's worth $65 million next contract.
Or 4 seasons?
Yeah, for about 3 or 4 seasons. I mean, because he's not worth the max contract deal anymore. Why would you pay that much money? Especially you can go get another good player with all this money that you're gonna receive in the cap room. I mean, you can make this Bulls team really good. Why would you put all your marbles in one basket?
That's what they've been doing the last couple seasons. They got Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler all in the money, and Joakim Noah is making a ton of money.
Yeah.
Joakim Noah, that contract has to go. I know I don't mean by trading him, but we're gonna have a serious decision to make on Joakim Noah if we don't trade him away. How much money do you think Joakim Noah is worth?
He's not worth. He's
making $14 million right now.
Look. In this system, he's not worth $14 million because I think Joakim Noah. He looks lost in this system. What is his identity in this system? Is Fred Hoiberg gonna play him in the high post and he sets the table for drop off passes?
He did have that one nice pass to Taj.
I know, but I mean, other than that, what is his role in?
He doesn't shoot the ball outside.
He doesn't shoot. Nope.
He doesn't really handle the basketball that well.
He doesn't have. I mean, he's getting blocked by people like Enes Kanter and Kevin Durant. And I know that Kevin Durant's long and not, but come on now.
And I know he's got defensive swagger, but
he's even not playing defense that great either this year. I mean, he's not worth the money. I mean, he
It's
was
like
a couple years ago.
$14 million, dude. Like,
too much.
How much money do you think he's gonna be worth in the future? Like, how much money would you have to? How
Half
much money?
of that. Half of that.
Half?
Not even half. 3.5 million, like the mid-level exception.
No way, dude. That's disrespectful to Joakim.
It is disrespectful, but come on, he's played like it, man. He's played like the mid-level exception.
He doesn't fit in this offense.
He does not fit.
But
If the person's got to go, it's him.
The problem is that you can't even talk about trading Joakim Noah in this city. Like, people just go bananas, dude.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter, though.
People just lose it. Like, they're so loyal
They'll get
to
over
Joakim Noah, they just lose their minds.
They'll get over it.
And people don't understand, like, this is a business. Like, we need to have the pieces around. Like, let's see if we get Joakim Noah, we can get, like, a legit shooting guard. You can keep, like, Jimmy Butler at the 3, and you get, like, another shooting guard to have some depth there.
Who would you go get?
I don't know. I'm just thinking hypothetically. OJ Mayo, maybe.
No.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what Milwaukee
What
would
legitimate
do.
shooting guard out there?
Eric Gordon.
No.
Put Joakim Noah with Anthony Davis.
That really is gonna make a difference on this
Eric
basketball
Gordon.
team.
If we got Eric Gordon, he's a nice player. You put him at the 2, and Jimmy Butler
I think
at 3.
I think you're better off trying to at least develop Tony Snell into that shooting guard you want to be. And that shooting guard you want. He could already shoot the 3.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
But he's already good defensively.
Yeah.
He could already shoot the 3.
I'd rather have Eric Gordon for this one season.
I don't know, man. I would see and wait and try and develop.
I mean, if Eric Gordon stays healthy,
Tony Snell. I would try to develop Tony Snell. I mean, I would.
Because we got too many players playing the same position, anyways. We got like 5 or 6 guys that all play power forward, center, and just way too many.
I would try and go. I think you could probably go get that franchise changing small forward, not a 2 though.
I don't think. Ooh. That Rudy Gay thing is done. I don't think that's going to happen.
I know it's not completely done.
I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I just don't think Sacramento.
I mean, I think if you're Sacramento,
I think if Sacramento's totally done before the trade deadline, maybe they'll see to move those couple of those pieces. But I think if you're Sacramento, I think you make a go.
Just to see what it goes. Yeah, just to see where it goes at
Yeah.
All-Star break.
Yeah, what do you got to like?
I mean, I like Rajon Rondo has had a couple good games. I mean, it's neither here or there.
He's been like hit or miss. They in that game last night they actually benched all the starters because they were just playing like horrible. But they weren't defending nobody.
But like I think the Bulls they really like their I think they like that 3-man rotation of Nico, Taj, and Pau Gasol.
Yeah.
And Joakim Noah is the odd man out because Taj could still pop out and shoot the mid range. Joakim can't. And Taj could play really good defense still. Yeah. And Joakim looks like a shell of himself on the defensive side.
Taj is a good player.
Yeah. So I think, and then Nico, he needs to sit on the bench. Sometimes he just needs to sit on the bench instead of keeping him out there, and he's just jacking up threes.
Dude, the guy has no conscience, like, whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot, even though I'm shooting 30% for this game. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah. So, the Bulls, they'll figure it out.
They'll be all right. I think they're gonna be like 4 or 5
a little small. So yeah, I don't think they're better than. Well, Miami lost to Indiana.
I don't think they're better than Toronto right now, man. Toronto. Whew,
I think they're better than Toronto.
DeMar DeRozan, dude, they're going off.
I think they're better than Toronto. I would love to have a DeMar DeRozan on the Bulls, but that would never happen.
Never.
But I mean, it would be really nice though.
Yeah.
It would be really nice, him, D Rose, and Jimmy
Butler. That would be nice.
Yeah, you get rid of Taj Gibson and Joakim Noah and Doug McDermott.
Get DeMar DeRozan
and probably some other guy off their bench.
Yeah, because they'd have to throw something else in to make the money work.
That would actually be okay.
But if you're Toronto, there's no way.
Toronto would never do that. They'll never do that ever.
They would never trade DeRozan.
Dream on, Chicago. Dream on.
Okay, so we're going to transition over to college football.
Yes.
There's some really big matchups this week, and then we're going to talk about the rankings. We'll start with the rankings. Baylor on the outside.
Looking in with Notre Dame.
Even though they were ranked, I think, like 2 or 3.
Number 2 last, the previous weeks. Yeah, they've been number 2, top 2 team.
But I don't think it's terrible for them because LSU and Alabama is going to play. So whoever loses that game is probably going to be out.
But you know what? I don't think if whoever loses the Alabama LSU game, they're not going to drop that far.
If it's Alabama, I think they're done.
Alabama, they're done.
Yeah,
they're done because that's a 2-loss team. But if it's LSU, if LSU loses to Bama by like really close, like a field goal or something, which I pretty much think everybody's predicting it's going to be a real close game. I don't think LSU falls out. I think they have a shot to get back in.
I don't know, because I don't think you can leave Baylor out again.
They got a freshman. Their freshman quarterback showed me a little something, but albeit it was against K-State.
Yeah, I mean, but I know they don't have their quarterback now, but that shouldn't hurt their resume. The fact that their quarterback got hurt.
They're still pretty. Yeah, they're still
They're
pretty
really good on offense.
defensively,
They're not defensively. They're not that good.
They're
I mean, they're all right. I mean, they're like playing the
Yeah,
Big 12. None of those teams play defense.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but they do have prospects, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just like Oklahoma State has that Emmanuel Jogba guy who has been like two-time National Player of the Year, two-time National Player of the Week this year. He's top 5 in sacks, top 10 in tackles for loss. You got guys like that, like Sean Oakman's on Baylor.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are first-round picks in the NFL coming up.
Yeah, but they don't have it. Collectively, they don't.
Collectively, no, they don't have units like
Like
they
got
Ohio State or Alabama or LSU.
They got like a guy here or there that like stands out and is like going to be a top really high road pick. But
right.
They don't have a collective defense
like Alabama.
Yeah,
like their front seven. They're talking about Alabama's front seven is probably the best front seven that Nick Saban's ever had. Ever.
Man.
They talking about that's the best front seven ever, and like you're talking about a mix of freshmen and sophomores.
They're only going to get better,
and they're only going to get better. Yeah, I mean it's unreal, And then you look at the stats, man. They're like top 5 against the run, and and it's going to be like the movable object, Who's going to move against the unstoppable force? Who's going to move? Who's going to budge? You got Leonard Fournette in LSU, the top 5 in running offense, and you got Alabama, who's top 5 in rushing defense. Who do you think?
I think LSU's gonna win the game.
I think LSU wins. I think if Leonard Fournette has like that 150 yards against Bama, give him the Heisman right now.
I think if he has that would be his Heisman moment.
That's his Heisman moment.
Like if he goes off against Alabama, man, that would be like
it's gonna come down to the quarterbacks,
he needed. Though. Yeah, I mean, who makes less mistakes?
Less mistakes? Yeah, Brandon Harris and Coker. I think whoever makes less mistakes, their team's gonna win. Whoever makes more plays at the quarterback position, I think their team's gonna win. It's gonna come down to those two quarterbacks, because you already know Leonard Fournette's gonna run, and you already know that front seven's gonna be beastly. So I think Bama has the edge, slight edge, just a slight edge, just because that front seven's pretty good.
What do you do with LSU if they lose, as opposed to like ranking wise?
I think they dropped.
Do you keep them in the top 4?
No, I think Notre Dame sneaks in or Baylor sneaks in. Yeah, I think Notre Dame or Baylor sneaks in, and then I think you swap LSU for those. Then you have LSU on the outside looking in. TCU, if TCU beats Oklahoma State, pretty handily, I think you're talking about they're right next to each other, LSU and TCU as teams outside looking in.
Well, Baylor and TCU.
Stanford, then you got Stanford as well too.
Still have to play each other. I think
TCU and Baylor, right?
I think Stanford is totally out. I think all of those Pac-12 teams are done. Like with how
because Pac-12 so weak.
Yeah, it's so weak. I can't imagine. I can't imagine putting any of those teams into the top.
It also
top
depends
6.
on this FSU Clemson.
I'm taking Clemson.
You know what? I like Clemson.
They're very. Tiger. This is the year of the Tiger.
Oh,
the
man,
LSU Tiger, the LSU Tiger, the Clemson Tiger. They're gonna all the Tigers.
I think Clemson had some really good teams in the past. I think this is the team.
Like
I think this is the best team. Yeah. FSU has been their kryptonite the last couple seasons. Because they had Jameis Winston, and then you had before Jameis Winston, then you had EJ Manuel as well. So for 3 years, FSU has had some really great teams, and Clemson has run into that FSU wall.
So I think Toledo.
Yeah, I think this year is the year Clemson beats FSU.
I think so too.
And they make the college football playoff.
I think this FSU team. I think they're still really good on defense. I think their offense is.
I think I don't know. Is Everett Golson gonna play? Is that other guy gonna play?
I haven't really checked into it, but I just don't think their offense is there.
They got the running back Cook, Delvin Cook. He's been pretty good this year. Other than that, he's been pretty much their only bright spot. Their defense is all you already know what you're gonna get from Florida State. They're always gonna have a really good defense.
I just think if Clemson can't do it this year. If they can't do it this year.
Deshaun Watson is really good. That's going to be the difference maker right there. Deshaun Watson is going to make way more plays than Everett Golson or whoever FSU throws out there at quarterback. And that's going to make the difference. And then Clemson has a really good defense. Don't forget, they had a really young, really fast,
they got nice
big
receivers.
Defense.
Like their offense is nice.
They're well-rounded team. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think this is the best. This is the team that's going to get Dabo Swinney over the hump.
If they don't do it this year, I don't know if they ever will. Like if they can't beat
I think they will, but I mean, it'll be like, man, you missed out on another opportunity to put yourself in that position to win. And then obviously you got to win the ACC championship. But I mean,
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will.
This is the championship.
This is
game.
the championship, and then once they go, because they're gonna face a weaker team on that other side of the conference. So I think they'll play either like a Duke or something.
I'm gonna take Clemson. You taking Clemson?
I'm taking Clemson. Yeah, I'm taking Clemson.
What about Alabama, LSU? Who are you taking?
I'm taking Alabama just because I think they got a little bit of an edge with that front seven.
I'm gonna take LSU. I just I don't know. I like Leonard Fournette.
I think Leonard Fournette. I think the front seven is more. I think that collective group of the front seven will slow him down a little bit. I don't think he'll get 150 yards. He'll still get 100 yards and a touchdown. I think he's really that good.
I think he's gonna have his highest moment. I think it'll be.
You think it will?
Yeah, I think so. How
about TCU, Oklahoma State? I mean, they're both high-scoring offenses.
I don't think Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma State has been super overrated. I don't think they played anybody legitimate.
No, me neither. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take TCU. I don't.
They
think
had a barn burner at freaking.
And I don't think the game. I don't think the game will be that close.
You think TCU will win by at least 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, I think it'll be.
I think TCU will win by at least. I think. Yeah, I would say they'll win like by a couple possessions. I think Trayvon Boykin's really good. Yeah. He's at least the second best player in the country next to Leonard Fournette right now.
He's probably second in the Heisman. I mean,
yeah, I like Trayvon Boykin a lot. I mean,
nice.
His numbers have improved from last year.
Yeah, he's on it. But the thing is, with all of the with Big 12, like all their stats are all so like erroneous.
Like ballooned. I know.
Yeah, the offense they play and like the defense is not played in those conferences.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. So I think TCU pretty much wins, and then I think doesn't TCU have to play Oklahoma, I believe, or
they still have to play Baylor. They still have to play Oklahoma.
Yeah. So TCU and Baylor has a tough little schedule down the road. They both got to play.
They got like the heart of the Big 12 conference. Like
they got to play Oklahoma and TCU. Yep. Baylor does at least, and then Oklahoma has to play TCU and Baylor, and then TCU has to play Baylor and Oklahoma. So, I mean, those 3 teams, it's going to be – the next 3 weeks for the Big 12 is like their season. Their shining moment of the season.
Whoever comes out of there.
Whoever comes out of that 3-team head gauntlet is pretty much the best team, out of the, you got to really gauge whoever wins. But, I'm going TCU on that.
So, when you think at the end of the season, when you probably put your top 4 in the playoff, who do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be
LSU.
Clemson, LSU, Alabama, and Ohio State.
Michigan State, and I'm going to take Baylor as 4.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State is going to lose. I think they're going to lose to Michigan State.
You think Ohio State's going to lose to Michigan State in the Big 10 championship?
Yeah.
I don't. Man, the way Michigan State's played, though, really.
I'm just looking at the way Ohio State's been playing.
And I think
neither of those teams have been impressive. Like
neither of them have. I mean, it's because of their quarterback play, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but if I'm gonna take a defense over a defense, it's gonna be Ohio State's defense over Michigan State's defense.
I always think the best quarterback.
Talent-wise,
Connor Cook is a better quarterback.
But he has less weapons.
True.
He has a lot less weapons. I mean, you're talking about Ohio State has a lot more weapons at the wide receiver, at the skill positions.
And they have
Ezekiel Elliott. They have a big offensive line. You're talking about this is the young team that won the national championship.
Ezekiel Elliott might get like 50 carries this week.
He should, and rightfully deserving. Cordell Jones is going to be quarterback. Let's see what we see. Let's see if Cordell Jones. Yeah, this is the second half of the season.
It's funny. It's like, so they give JT Barrett the starting job, and then they have to take it away. Like
I know because he messed up, personal wise.
Yeah, like
a DUI. Yeah, I mean, let's see what we see from Cordell Jones. I think Cordell Jones. I think this is the second half of the year.
But they're playing Minnesota. I mean, they're not like they're playing anybody that's like super impressive.
The rest of the schedule is just so. I mean, they got to play Michigan at the end of the year.
Don't they have Iowa still once?
They still got. I think they got Iowa, and I think they got to play Michigan.
Iowa's undefeated right now.
But so they got to play. They got 2 tough games on the stretch.
Iowa hasn't played anyone.
Yeah, Iowa hasn't. They haven't played anybody.
No, they're undefeated because nobody.
Their best team that they beat was Northwestern.
Like they haven't. They're undefeated because they haven't played anybody that's been any good.
Yeah, and they've been putting up the points. So, yeah, I think Ohio State has a tougher schedule down the road than Michigan State, but I think Michigan State has to go against. Or was it Ohio State has to still play Penn State? No, they don't play Iowa. They play Penn State and then Michigan.
Oh, so
I don't think they play Iowa. I think Michigan State.
So Iowa. Oh well, Iowa's good. That's nice for Iowa. They don't have to play both of them.
Yeah, I think Iowa has to play Michigan State. If I'm not correct, I like to be correct. But even though it doesn't matter, it's still going to be Ohio State, Michigan State, or Iowa in the Big Ten championship.
I don't think it'll be Iowa.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Iowa, but
they're going to lose when they play somebody who's actually good. All right, so we're going to switch over to the NFL now, and we're going to get into the fantasy stuff. So we're going to go through and break down the matchups, and we're going to pick a player from each team that you should start on your fantasy team.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we're going to start with the Packers and the Packers and the Panthers.
Packers and the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. For Carolina, you're starting Cam Newton, Greg Olsen, and that is Jonathan Stewart, maybe?
Maybe their defense.
No.
Maybe their defense.
If I'm starting the Panthers, it's going to be Greg Olsen.
This is the thing. Green Bay hasn't been so sharp. People you got Aaron Rodgers, but they have been, I think they're ranked number 20th in the league in passing offense. And Carolina, you're going back-to-back weeks. Denver, and then you're going against Carolina's good secondary defense. So I'm taking Carolina's defense. They're probably going to put up, probably 10 or 11 points. I think they get a couple turnovers. I think Carolina wins this game. I don't know. I didn't like Green Bay. I didn't like the way Green Bay played against Denver. I didn't like their play calling. I didn't like the way Eddie Lacy. He didn't even.
If you were going to start a Packer that wasn't Aaron Rodgers, who would you be? Who would it be?
Right now, I don't know.
Big money?
Right now, I don't know.
James Starks? Would you start James?
The MO's, it's been out. This guy's back. James Jones is back. So we're guarding him. And then who else? You got
Randall Cobb
hasn't looked good.
He doesn't look like himself at all.
Doesn't look like. I think he's a little hurt. Yeah. And then James Jones has been dealing with some injuries all year, ankle injuries. It's out. James Jones, stop Randall Cobb. Who else is he got? Devontae Adams has been hurt all year. Who else does he have? He doesn't have anybody. Then you got to lean on Eddie Lacy. Richard Rodgers. I don't pick anybody but Aaron Rodgers on that Green Bay team. James Jones, maybe.
I think if you're taking a flyer on somebody, you need somebody to get a beat. I think James Starks could have a good game.
Just because Eddie Lacy's been gaining weight every week. By the time the end of the season, he's gonna be 300 pounds.
No,
they're gonna switch him over to defensive end. Come on, man. Dude needs to lose some weight to be a little bit niftier. Come on. You're gonna play in this offense. You can't just be a freaking bowling ball. You gotta be a little bit more elusive.
A little bit crafty, a little more.
Yeah, man. You can't. You look like you're gaining weight every week. Dude, come on. I'm not going with any other player but Aaron Rodgers.
I think if you need a flyer, I think James Starks could have a good game.
Maybe James Jones, but that's it. I don't go with anybody but James Jones and Aaron Rodgers. Eddie Lacy's been a complete disappointment this year.
Who are you taking?
Carolina. I'm going with Carolina in this game.
I'm going to take the Panthers too.
I think they stay undefeated. I think Cam Newton has been really lights out at quarterback this year. Just not numbers-wise.
Their defense is big time.
For the talent that he has around to throw the ball, Cam Newton has made excellent quarterback making decisions. He hasn't turned the ball over.
He's been carrying that team.
He has been carrying the team. Him and Greg Olsen.
This is the thing I don't understand. You're playing the Panthers.
Yeah.
You know you got to stop Greg Olsen, but nobody can do it.
Nobody can stop Greg Olsen. Because you know what? They put him in a slot. They put him on the outside. They put him at the tight end position. You can't stop him, and it's inevitable because you know he's gonna get. And I think it's due to his route running. He finds the spots in the zones, and Cam Newton has such a lively arm. He's just getting it to him.
Yeah, but you think you'd have a deep high over anywhere where he lines up. You have a man to man, then you have.
He's a mismatch problem, man. He can jump over your cornerbacks. He can outrun your safeties.
I don't understand how he's still able to put up big stats. Usually, you put a lockdown guy, you put somebody on him. No.
Didn't I tell you, beginning of the season, you guys are like, no, Jimmy Graham and this guy are gonna be better than him. But actually, it's been Greg Olsen has been tit for tat with Rob Gronkowski in terms of production at the tight end position. And I told you guys that Greg Olsen was gonna be a top 3 tight end this year.
I'm still salty about Greg Olsen.
Yeah, I know, and he should be on the Bears still. But and then imagine, but you guys got Martellus Bennett.
We do.
He's a top 7. He's a top 5.
Now we do. We had the Kellen Davis experiment.
Yeah, that was horrible. You got rid of Greg Olsen for Kellen Davis. You slapping yourself.
Thomas Jones.
That's the reason why they got a new GM. Really.
No, not the only reason.
Not the only reason, but one of the reasons because they made terrible football decisions in the past.
They trade for that guy who died like a week later.
Oh my gosh! Oh, you're talking about from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Oh,
Trade for him and he just gets.
Oh my God! Rest in peace. So he was a really good player.
He had a heart attack. No, he was like a borderline bust.
No, but he was out of Clemson though. He was a defensive end out of Clemson.
Not Daquan Bowers.
Huh?
I think you're thinking of Bowers.
No. His name was I forget his name. Hold on. I'm very much of a perfectionist here.
All right, you look it up while we move on.
I'll look it up. You move on. And
All
I'll
right,
still talk.
Washington and the Patriots. If I'm starting a Redskin, I'm gonna start Deshaun Jackson if he plays, because if he catches one, it's gonna be a big one. And I don't think New England has the corners that they used to have. For New England, I'm going to start everyone that they have.
Gaines Adams was his name.
Yeah.
Gaines Adams, yep.
So New England, I'm starting LeGarrette Blount. I'm starting
Deion Lewis.
I'm starting
pretty much all the offensive players. Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, and none of their other wide receivers because nobody knows them.
And then Washington, I got Deshaun Jackson. I'm not touching their running game.
I'm not touching Alfred Morris. Or I'm not touching that other guy, Matt Jones,
whatever Thompson,
or whoever. Thompson. I'm not touching. Or the only player I would.
Alfred Morris is droppable in most standard leagues.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is very much droppable. I mean, he's not producing at all.
Like if one of those guys gets hurt, maybe I could see one of them.
If Sharkandrick West is still available, which I pretty much think he's not. Antonio Andrews, I don't think he's available anymore.
He's probably still available.
He might be still available.
Alfred Blue.
Another person, Alfred Blue, if he's still available, go get him. Jeremy Langford, at least for this week, if he's still available.
Up. No way.
I mean, if he is, I know in some leagues, D'Angelo Williams, if he's still available, go get him. Anybody other than Alfred Morris, I mean, you could go grab.
I still got him.
I would go get D'Angelo Williams over.
But there's
Alfred
nobody
Morris.
to drop. There's nobody to pick up in our league. But anyways,
I know because everybody's just on top of it. I know I am because I've been terrible sucking it up all year. I mean, but Washington, the tight end,
Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed, yeah, I think he's pretty much he's a player that you should
he's
probably
a must start at the
that you can must start at the tight end position. Yeah,
I mean, because once you get through like the top three guys, they're all kind of the same.
And if you're playing FanDuel and DraftKings, I mean, you're pretty much gonna get this guy from the tight end from Jordan Reed pretty much for
Tyler
cheap.
Eifert would have been the start because he had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, that was a Thursday game.
He was pretty cheap.
If you're talking about from Sunday to Monday, Jordan Reed's are pretty much such a cheap guy. Martellus Bennett's gonna be. Everybody's gonna be pretty much cheap besides Rob Gronkowski. He's gonna be like in the 8,000s, especially if you're playing FanDuel. He's gonna be like 8,200 every week. Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, I always go cheap on that.
And Greg Olson's in the 6s, and then everybody else is pretty much in the 5s. Antonio Gates and
Antonio Gates injured.
He's not gonna play yet. Darius Gaines.
Anyways, so New England, Washington. Who do we like?
I like New England.
I'm taking New England
hands
too.
down.
I don't think that game will be all that close.
Yeah, not gonna be all that close. Not at all. It's New Orleans, Tennessee.
Tennessee and New Orleans. I'm starting Andrews.
Antonio Andrews, yeah. If you're, then this guy's already.
That's the only guy.
Malarkey.
For the Titans.
Malarkey's already said. He's already said Antonio Andrews is going to get at least 25 to 30 carries.
Because Kendall Wright's out. Justin Hunter has been underwhelming and underperforming. And they don't really have anybody else. I mean, they got if you're looking for a real flyer, Doyle Green Beckham could have a good game.
I like his size. I like his talent, but they don't have the quarterback to give it to him right now.
I think
Marcus Mariota.
I can't believe they fired Ken Whisenhunt. Like, man, I just can't.
No, that's a disrespectful move right there.
Not even 2 seasons to be the coach.
He's very respected in the NFL too. He's gonna find a job real quick.
Yeah, he'll find a coordinator job somewhere.
Yeah, I'd rather have him actually over. If if I'm a Bears fan, I'd have him over John Fox.
No,
I think John Fox has made some He's made some really questionable coaching calls the last couple games. And you can't lie. He has. Those 2 games, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, the Bears should have 2 wins. But because he's made some really questionable coaching decisions in the red zone, it cost you guys touchdowns instead of 3 points.
I think it is what it is. I think the Bears.
I think he just is not. He's made it to the big game, but he's never won one because he's not that great of a. He's a good coach, but he's not that coach that's gonna put you over the hump.
The fact that the Bears have 2 wins is a miracle. We should be celebrating.
You guys should have 4 wins. You guys should be in the thick of things of trying to make the playoffs. But now you guys are kind of over with now.
Whatever.
But anyways,
New Orleans, Drew Brees isn't gonna throw for 7 touchdowns again.
Not
he's
again.
Still gonna have a good game.
If you're gonna go get a sneaky pick, I would say Willie Snead.
I'd rather have Brandon Cooks. I think Willie Snead might be hurt.
No, I don't think Willie Snead's hurt. I think he's pretty much okay.
What, Mark Ingram?
Ben Watson.
Mark Ingram is big time. Kyrie Robinson is done for the season, so he's not.
Yeah, Mark Ingram's gonna.
He's not gonna eat into those carries. He's not gonna vulture.
Yeah, so touchdowns in the red zone. If they're gonna run the ball, Mark Ingram definitely.
And C.J. Spiller. If you play in a PPR league, C.J. Spiller might be a nice.
Yeah, they use him on third down situations.
Maybe a flex option.
Some third down situations, passing situations.
Catch a screen, take it for a touchdown.
Maybe. Yeah, he does that very seldomly.
He did it a couple times. I mean, he had like a couple good games.
If you're Tennessee, definitely Antonio Andrews is the must start. That's the only guy I would start on Tennessee, just because he's gonna get. Mark Mallory has already said he's gonna get at least 25 to 30 carries going forward. I mean, they're going to go to a run-heavy offense.
I got him in a couple leagues. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. And New Orleans, it's definite Drew Brees. If you need a cheap tight end, Ben Watson has been pretty good the last couple weeks.
He's been like basically a plug-and-play for.
If you want to start, if you want to go with like 1-star running back, 1 cheap running back, 2-star wide receivers, and 1 cheap wide receiver, Willie Snead's the guy to go with.
I have a feeling he got injured. I remember
I didn't see him getting injured in that game, so I don't think so.
Okay, maybe not.
I think, but yeah, if he's a cheap wide receiver, I would go Willie Snead.
Marcus Colston might be pretty cheap. Marcus Colston had a pretty good game.
But but against what, that game was a track meet though. I mean, they may not run into it, but I mean, if you're talking about Tennessee's a lot better defensively than New York is though.
I think that's close.
I think they're a little bit better. They're a little bit better than New York.
As long as they don't give up 52 points, I'm sure it'll be fine.
So I'm going New Orleans this game, though.
Oh, yeah, me too. Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. This guy's coming back.
Over.
Yeah, this quarterback's coming back, but I mean, they're pretty much going for another. They're pretty much going for another top 5 draft pick.
Yeah.
And they probably go with a running back.
No way.
You don't think they'll go with a running back?
I don't think there's a running back coming.
I don't think there's a running back coming. I think next year they might want to stink it up so they could get Derrick Henry and Leonard Fournette.
Or the guy from Georgia. If he comes back.
Nick Chubb. Yeah, I don't think he's ever gonna come back from that injury. But I mean, that's just me.
Dolphins and Bills. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm not starting anybody besides Lamar Miller. The Bills defense is big time. I'm gonna think about starting the Bills defense too.
Lamar Miller. Do you think that's a fluke though? I think it's a little bit of a fluke. He's like pretty much stunk it up the first few games of the season, and this last couple weeks the last game he actually broke out, and then the week before that he actually had a pretty decent game.
And last week he was pretty bad. If he hadn't gotten that garbage touchdown, he would have been a total loss.
I know. So I mean,
I don't know, man.
Past 3 weeks he's been okay. Besides that one killer game
I
in
think
London.
he's gonna catch passes out of the backfield. I think he's gonna get all the carries because they don't got anybody else to run the ball.
How about Jarvis Landry, though? He's been pretty good this year catching the ball. I think you could depend on him for at least 10 points.
I think the Bills' defense is really good, and I think their pass rush is going to get to Ryan Tannehill, and maybe some.
I mean, if you're in FanDuel,
Jarvis Jones. I wouldn't start him if I was.
If you're in FanDuel,
if I have a better option, I'm going to go with it.
But right, if you're in FanDuel or DraftKings and you play daily, right?
I wouldn't touch anyone.
I wouldn't touch any of those wide receivers because you want a wide receiver that's going to get you at least 15 points. Even at your worst wide receiver, you need him to get if you want to win some money. I mean, because if you get a wide receiver that's just going to get 10 points, I mean, that's pretty much a loss at that position.
I started A.J. Green in a couple of leagues yesterday, and that was not a good decision.
Yeah, I know. Andy Dalton as well. I would have won some money last week. If it wasn't for Andy Dalton, I started him in all my leagues, 9 fantasy points. Wow. No. He's not going to do that this week, though. Oh, no, he didn't do that this week, but they played Thursday.
All right, so the Bills, Tyrod Taylor is a nice flyer player if you're really desperate for a quarterback.
Yeah. LaShawn McCoy's been, he's been coming down. He's been up and down.
But I think he'll be better now that they have Tyrod Taylor.
Well, pretty much on that Bills team, there's no.
Sammy Watkins not going to play.
There's no clear-cut guy to really get on fantasy. There's nobody.
I think
besides LaShawn McCoy.
In terms of fantasy players on this, I think their defenses could be sneaky.
Their defenses maybe, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Lamar Miller, and Tyrod Taylor, and LaShawn
possibly
McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy. Those are the 3 teams.
That's it, right?
That's it. These teams, they're pretty much, they don't really have that.
If you got to pick a winner in this game, who are you taking? I'm taking the Bills.
I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins.
I think the game will be close. I think it'll go either way.
The Dolphins have been pretty good the last 3 weeks. They've showed me something.
All right, so the matchups of the running back of the future and the running back that's been the guy for the last 10 years.
Yeah. Todd Gurley
Peterson versus Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
In fantasy, Vikings, I like just AP. Their defense may be sneaky.
Fantasy, I like both running backs.
Oh, yeah,
I think both running backs are gonna.
I think they're obviously both gonna have good games, but
yeah, I think more Todd Gurley's gonna have a better game than Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, probably because the defense isn't.
Yeah.
But outside of those two guys, who are you starting? You're not starting the quarterbacks. You're not going to start probably any of their receivers on either team.
Stephon Diggs, Minnesota.
He's injured right now. He's questionable.
He's questionable, but if he does play, he's going to get the ball.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, if he does play, he's going to get the ball.
But let's say
on the Rams, maybe Tavon Austin. If you believe on Tavon Austin on those, he only scores on like the red zone, like jet sweeps or whatever the case is. So
I don't trust him to get enough touches.
To get enough touches or enough points, get in the end zone enough for me.
And Jared Cook, maybe.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody else but Todd Gurley and Adrian Peterson in this game. And then maybe Stephon Diggs if I feel comfortable that he's gonna actually make a difference. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater missed Mike Wallace on a really big pass last week, which really would have been like, wow, for Mike Wallace owners, they would have been like, man, thank you so much. That was like an 80-yard touchdown he missed.
Mike Wallace doesn't have the
burst anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't. No. Yeah, he's a little old now.
Yeah, I mean, he would really suit well going back to Pittsburgh.
They don't need him now.
They don't need him anymore. But I mean, if he was to go, back to a team, go back to Pittsburgh, I'm pretty much they would enjoy him there. I mean, because they could run him deep, and then Antonio Brown is like everywhere on the field. Mm-hmm. So if I'm gonna go with a winner, I'm going with the Vikings.
I'm taking the Rams.
I'm going to Vikings. They showed me enough. The Vikings have showed me enough that they can win close games.
They haven't played a defense as good as this defense in a while, and I don't think they're up for the challenge. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be harassed most of the game.
Most of the game, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, their only real offensive weapon is like Adrian Peterson is a nice. I don't know. I just don't think it'll be that close. I think the Rams. I think
the Vikings play enough good defense to stop the Rams from doing anything. The Rams could pretty much become one dimensional.
I think whoever scores the first touchdown is probably going to win the game.
The first touchdown?
Yeah, they're neither of their offenses are like super overwhelming, and I don't think their defenses are really good, but I don't think it's like elite.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know.
That is true. How about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets?
Jacksonville, I'm starting Allen Robinson because I think he's a must start at this point, but I don't feel good about it at all.
I like Allen Hurns too.
Both
of those guys.
They got two corners over there that are like, they got Revis and they got Camardi. Put them on the island. Like I don't think Blake Bortles is the guy who's going to be picking apart Revis.
I think Allen Robinson, is pretty much a lock, the tall, big, fast wide receiver.
I think he'll get a touchdown, but I mean, Julius Thomas could be a sneaky play. I don't like T.J. Yeldon.
I like Blake Bortles. I like Blake Bortles to at least get 20 points this game.
No way.
18 to 20 points.
Nope.
Chris Ivory is a definite must play in this game because he's gonna run. He's gonna at least get 100 yards on Jacksonville. Fitzmagic. Yeah, he played okay last week.
Oh, I mean, he
got hurt,
injured real early.
He got injured. Yeah, he was playing.
Smith played poorly.
Yeah, I mean, he played. I mean, not last week, but 2 weeks ago he played.
It was last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
I mean, he got injured.
They played the Raiders.
Yeah, but I mean, he started off okay, and then he got injured.
Yeah.
And then, so I mean, if he's gonna play this week?
Yeah.
I would start Fitzpatrick.
The injuries.
He's gonna be very cheap. He's gonna be very cheap in weekly fantasy leagues.
I think Fitzmagic has some magic in him.
I think he's very cheap in leagues.
They have two good receivers, and they got Chris Ivory's a nice player.
If they could keep him off his back, he's gonna produce.
And the Jaguar defense doesn't scare anyone.
And then on the Jet side, I would definitely Brandon Marshall, cheap wide receiver Eric Decker.
And then their defense.
And then their defense, maybe. I would start their defense definitely against the Jags.
I'm sure they'll get like a pick six.
Blake Bortles is definitely gonna throw a pick six in this game. I feel like, but he's gonna put up enough points so it's gonna get negated though. I think Jacksonville is a better offense than you think.
I like their offense. I just don't think I don't like their offense against this particular defense.
Okay, I get. This next game is going to be good.
T.J. Yeldon, dude, I don't think he's going to get 100 yards. I don't think he gets a touchdown.
T.J. Yeldon, he's been average.
He's been all right.
He's been average. He's had an average rookie year. Better than Melvin Gordon, I would say.
Okay, yeah. That's not saying much. Melvin Gordon's like buried on the depth chart right now.
Yeah, I know. So is it Oakland Pittsburgh now?
Who are you liking the game?
Oh, I like.
I'm taking the Jets.
I like the Jets.
I don't think the game will be that close.
I like the Jets. I mean, Jacksonville's still young, so they don't know how to win games yet. But I like the Jets, though.
I don't think it'll be that close where they'll have to worry about learning to win games. Oakland, and I think the Jets' defense is really pissed off about the way they played against Oakland, and they're going to want to show some people that we're the big-time defense.
Oakland. No, this is going into Oakland now.
Oakland, Pittsburgh.
Oakland's been surprising me this year. Wow, Derek Carr's been better than what he's
the thing though. That Pittsburgh's defense has been like sort of underrated. They've been better than people anticipated they would be. Like they're better than they showed in Week 1 against New England, and they've improved gradually throughout the season.
I mean, they would expect it because
I'm sure. Like Derek Carr, if you're desperate. I mean, Amari Cooper is a must start at this point. Michael Rivera's like a sneaky play if you got nobody else at tight end or you got somebody else. You got people on a bye that you can't really.
At the tight end position, you can afford for a tight end to get at least 10 points.
Michael Rivera might throw you up a goose egg though. Like I don't think it's a guarantee that Michael Rivera has a good game.
I mean, it's just like when
if you need somebody to take a flyer, or somebody like maybe he's got like one of the big guys on bye, you kind of need somebody just to fill in. I think Michael Rivera could have value.
Michael Rivera could have some value, just because I like
Crabtree. I'm not starting. Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray against Pittsburgh's defense? No, I'm not starting him at all.
On the other side, DeAngelo Williams is a must start because he's going to get all of the.
I mean, look at the two games that he played without when he was a starter.
Even when he came in to replace Le'Veon Bell last week, he had 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, so he's a must start. Big Ben's a must start. Antonio Brown's a must start.
I named Martavis Bryant, and I think
Martavis Bryant might be a must start.
Heath Miller too, because Oakland Raiders give up more passing yards to tight ends than anybody in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm picking somebody to win the game, I'm going with Oakland.
I'm taking the Pittsburgh.
I'm going Oakland. I think Oakland has it's defensively is the difference. I think Charles Woodson they have so much trust. That defense trusts Charles Woodson to lead them to victories and make plays. He's making amazing plays at this tenure in his career.
The Pittsburgh defense is better than you're talking about. Like they're better than they've been like at certain points of the season. Like they've improved.
I like Oakland. I just like Oakland because Charles Woodson has that bunch really believing that they can win.
It's not just that. They got Justin Tuck. They got Khalil Mack. They got Alden Smith, who still hasn't been suspended.
I know. I'm talking about that backside of the defense.
No, I understand. I think the secondary can be had. I mean, besides Charles Woodson, I mean, they don't have an elite guy anywhere else.
I know.
I don't know.
I think Antonio Brown still has his way with their secondary.
I think Martavis Bryant has a big game too.
I think they make enough plays on the secondary to win.
I think it's going to be a little bit of like a mini shootout. I think the Steelers get this one.
All right,
but I think it'll be close.
I disagree.
All right, so Giants and Tampa Bay. On the Giants, I'm not starting any of their running backs. I'm going to start Odell Beckham Jr. I'm going to start Eli Manning.
Odell Beckham Jr., wow. He's been killing it.
Tampa Bay, I'm Mike Evans, the Dugginator.
The Dugginator, I guess. He had a terrible game last week. And then not his fault because they didn't even give him the ball in the red zone at all. It was just terrible for my
Alsharian Savarius-Jenkins, if you're really desperate.
Savarius-Jenkins, isn't he coming off injury?
Yeah, but if you're really desperate and need a tight end, he could be a sneaky play.
Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty good beginning part of the season when he got injured.
Yeah.
So, this game, you pretty much Odell Beckham Jr., Eli Manning.
Ruben Randall, I guess, if you need.
If you want a really cheap wide receiver, if you're going to roll the dice.
Yeah.
Possibly Jennings.
No.
Not Rashad Jennings, no?
I think that timeshare is kind of a cluster right now.
I don't know, man. Tampa Bay didn't look so hot against the run.
I mean, Andre Williams. They got Andre Williams. They got Shane Vereen. And
Shane Vereen's used on passing situations.
And Jennings. Like, how do you pick which one of those guys is going to get the bulk of the carries? I think that's a situation I think
Rashad Jennings has a touchdown this game, though. Okay. Rushing.
How many yards do you think he gets?
I think he'll at least get 60 yards.
No.
You don't think he'll get 60 yards?
I don't think he'll get enough carries to get that many yards. In order to get that many carries,
it's because they pass the ball so dang much. Man.
Yeah, I mean, because they have an elite passing offense. Like their offensive line isn't even close to what it used to be.
No, so they can't run like that.
Yeah, so they can't run the ball the way they used to, and they don't have the players like they used to have.
Odell Beckham, if you're gonna pick somebody, Odell Beckham is the clear cut.
And I think Shane Vereen, if you're in a PPR league, is gonna be.
You're gonna have a hard decision at starting Odell Beckham over like Antonio Brown or. I think you start if you're gonna start a superstar wide receiver this week, it's Odell Beckham because he's coming off of a really good matchup against New Orleans, which has a better defense than Tampa actually. And then now he's going against Tampa's defense.
Yeah, Tampa Bay doesn't have anybody in the secondary that scares you. Their whole
So
defense,
Odell
besides
Beckham.
Gerald McCoy.
If you're gonna start a superstar wide receiver, it's gonna be him.
Yeah.
Because Houston doesn't play. They're on the bye week, right?
I started Julio Jones. This is my pick as the
Houston doesn't play this week, so you don't start. You can't start
he's
DeAndre
on a bye.
Hopkins. Yeah, I mean, out of the superstar wide receivers, if you're gonna pick between Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham Jr., you go with or Julio Jones.
I'm taking Julio Jones over those three.
You taking Julio Jones over those three guys?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
I want Odell Beckham because
the Niners, dude. I mean, the Niners, dude. Their whole defense, their whole organization right now is in total flux.
Yeah, but you know what, man? But you know when they get in the red zone, man, I don't know. They fumbled. They turned the ball over so much in the red zone last week. I don't trust that offense.
All right, hold on, real quick.
I don't trust that offense.
Giants or Tampa Bay? Who do you got?
Oh, I'm going with Tampa Bay.
I'm taking the Giants. Man, we're like a whole different way.
I'm going with Tampa Bay because they beat Atlanta last week. I think they're gonna keep it going. They're gonna beat the Giants this week. I think Jameis Winston's gonna have a good game against the Giants.
I think Eli Manning has a really big game.
Okay.
Atlanta and the Niners. So Blaine Gabbert, you starting them?
What are they? What's wrong with Colin Kaepernick?
They're benching him for Blaine Gabbert.
They're benching him for Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Wow, Jim Tom Sula's gonna lose his job a lot faster than I thought. Nobody on 49ers. I would not even touch a soul on that team.
Listen. This is like, I was like thinking about it when I was walking over here. I was trying to think of a guy I could start on the 49ers. I couldn't.
I'm starting Carlos Hyde by default.
He's injured.
I mean, I started him even last week by default because he's zero.
Don't. He's got a stretch fracture in his foot. He's probably not going to play.
Not going to play. Okay,
So
I know. I'm not going to start him, but I mean, I didn't look at my fantasy team last week, and he ended up playing. But, yeah, nobody on the 49ers, don't even touch a soul. Not Torrey Smith, not Blaine Gabbert, not whoever's their backup running back, whoever's their tight end. They're talking about, didn't they trade Vernon Davis to Denver?
Yeah.
They've traded Vernon Davis to Denver already. There's nobody on the 49ers are a complete clunker this year, and they're not going to be good for the next couple seasons.
What do you do? What do you do with Colin Kaepernick? You paid him over $100 million to be your franchise quarterback, and
he's on the bench.
You bench him.
That means Jim Tom Sula's job is done after this year. I mean, he's done. I mean, come on, he's not a good coach. He's a backup coach. He's a freaking offensive line coach. Come on, it's like Warren Sapp said about Mr. Cable when he took over the head coaching job for the Raiders. You know, Cable is a terrible coach. He's an offensive lineman. How is an offensive lineman gonna run the whole no? He's not. No. Rob Marinelli was an offensive lineman coach, defensive lineman coach. Doesn't matter. And his team, he had one of the worst teams ever. Those line coaches, you don't trust them. Okay, so he's done with that. On Atlanta, you start all their key offensive players: Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, Julio Jones, and even I don't even know, but because Roddy White's been, you could even start him.
Nah.
You could even start him this week. I think he'll get a touchdown this week.
No, you're getting a little crazy.
No, instead of Roddy White, okay, I'm going to instead of Roddy White, I would rather go with the tight end, Jacob Tamme.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I go with Jacob Tamme. Jacob Tamme will get a
absurd.
touchdown. Julio Jones will get a couple touchdowns. Devontae Freeman to get a couple touchdowns, and Matt Ryan to have a really good quarterback rating this week. The 49ers stink that much.
The
49ers
don't have anybody you can talk about. It's like we can't even talk about their offense. Like
Torrey Smith.
Who's their starting running back?
I feel bad for Anquan Bolden.
Oh, you got a ring. Let's not feel bad for him. All right, so Atlanta, like what you said. We're gonna start Julio Jones. We're gonna do the Matt Ryan. We're doing Devontae Freeman. We're doing Jacob Tamme.
Wait, Anquan Bolden's he's still on the Ravens. No, is he on San Francisco?
Yeah.
He's on San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
My
mistake. Yeah, he's got a ring with the Ravens.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for Anquan Bolden because he had to go to this terrible team and he has to play with terrible players.
Blaine Gabbert might show us something.
No. Blaine Gabbert should be out the league. Anyways.
All right, Denver and the Colts. Denver?
Not even close. Denver's going to destroy the Colts. They're going to shred them up. That defense is too good. And then Peyton Manning's too good.
If I'm the Colts, T.Y. Hilton's injured, probably not going to play. Or if he does play,
so I'm going Dante Moncrief.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I'm not touching any of their receivers, dude.
You're not touching Andre Jones. You're not touching Dante
No, dude,
Moncrief. You're not touching.
That defense is so big time.
You're not touching Dorsey.
No.
I'm not touching any of them either. No.
I mean,
I'm not even touching Andrew Luck.
If you had a better option at quarterback, that's even because they're just benching Andrew Luck.
I would definitely suggest benching Andrew Luck.
I think you don't really have a choice. You're gonna have to start Frank Gore because he probably is your best option at running back. But if you have anything else, I would seriously consider.
If you have because I know Jay Cutler's like a backup.
And that defense. I would start their defense because I think their defense is gonna be. It's going to be like they're going to have a pick six. Andrew Luck's been terrible. Like, he's just been throwing picks all over the place. He's been turning the ball over way too much.
He hasn't had a good year all year.
But the thing is with the Colts, like, they're still in the lead. Like, we talk about how bad they performed, how bad they've been playing, that they're winning the division.
Because the division stinks, man.
Yeah, they're not in a good division.
I mean,
on Denver, I think Ronnie Hillman, I guess, would be the running back I would start.
I wouldn't even start. I wouldn't. Peyton Manning? Do you start Peyton Manning?
No.
He's too high. He costs a lot of money, man. I mean, you're talking about 80. You're talking about in the 88,000.
This is the other thing. Like, the Colts have a better defense than people think because they have two corners that are pretty good.
Vontae Davis.
I don't remember the other guy's name right now, but they have two corners that are decent. I mean, they even like. I don't know. I think Ronnie Hillman is a start if you're Denver. I like their defense. And their wide receivers, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, we're both obviously going with Denver to win this game.
Obviously, yeah.
But if we talking about fantasy wise, I mean, I don't know which wide receiver is going to show up.
I think
is Emmanuel Sanders going to get a goose egg or is he going to get 15 points?
He's injured right now. He's not really practicing.
I mean, okay, and then who are the other guys?
Demarius Thomas. I think I would pick up Vernon Davis before the game. I would make sure you have him on your roster if he does blow up.
I think Vernon Davis is actually Peyton Manning's like, thank you, Lord. I got a tight end that can actually stretch the field a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Vernon Davis has a good game against the Colts. I think he has a good game.
And I think if you're
brother versus brother, Vontae Davis versus Vernon Davis.
In defense, if you're in fantasy, I would pick up Vernon Davis now.
Yeah.
Before he blows up.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd definitely pick up Vernon Davis right now.
Like, I'm sure he's available. I would. Yeah.
In like almost every league, I'm pretty sure like if nobody, every league, I'm pretty sure he's pretty much available. But
I wouldn't say every league. There are a couple leagues where he's still available. He's still picked up from people that like in dead leagues where people like drafted Vernon Davis and they still got him.
Right.
So.
Right.
So I'm taking Denver. I'm taking
Denver.
I don't think the game's gonna be that close.
No, it's not gonna be that close.
I think Andrew Luck plays poorly, and I think that.
I mean, talking about Denver annihilated a Green Bay team that was undefeated last week. I mean, and they're going against the Colts. I mean, really. Denver's gonna win by.
And Peyton Manning wants to kind of stick it to the Colts a little bit. I feel.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, after they beat him, they knocked him out last year.
You shouldn't have given up on me so early.
All right, Philly and Dallas is yeah. Hey, this used to be good games, and now they're like clunkers. Now
I'm starting the Philadelphia defense in a bunch of leagues because I just don't believe in Matt Castle. I don't think he's been balling. Or TJ.
For Dallas, yeah, he's balling.
I think the defense is a sneaky play. I think both defenses could be sneaky plays. Philadelphia, I mean DeMarco Murray because you probably have no choice. You probably have to start him. But other than that, I'm not doing Sam Bradford. I'm not starting Jordan Matthews.
No.
I'm not starting any of their other receivers.
No.
I can't even name another one right now.
Riley Cooper.
Nah.
No, I mean, and then on Dallas' side, you got maybe you start Des Bryant.
No.
Maybe Matt Castle gives Des Bryant a couple good throws where he can score a touchdown.
Des Bryant played
when is Tony
week.
Romo coming back? Next week, right?
No, a couple weeks. He's on the limited to return IR.
Oh,
so he can't even return. I think he's got like 2 more weeks before he can come back.
Oh, man, yeah. Dallas doesn't look so hot.
I mean, Darren McFadden, maybe. I mean, if you're really, I guess, because he's the guy there now because they released Julius Randle. Who lost his mind.
It's Julius.
And if you
Joseph Randle.
I would Julius Randle. Yeah,
Julius Randle. Julius Randle's a power forward for the LA. Who, by the way, he was making headlines because he was going against KG and showing toughness. But anyways, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, how about Christian Michael?
I would pick him up and stash him.
Christian Michael? You think so?
Yeah, Darren McFadden's.
How about Jason Witten? You think Jason Witten?
It's security blanket. If you're in a PPR league, I think he'll have a lot of catches.
He'll have a lot of catches, but he won't have like 100 yards and a touchdown.
He might.
You think so?
If I had to pick a receiver that I thought would get a touchdown for Dallas, it would be him.
Yeah. I think Des Bryant.
I don't think Des Bryant has
picked
nah,
get
dude,
a
I don't think
touchdown.
Matt Castle's got the.
How about Terrence Williams? Always with those backup quarterbacks, those unheard
Dude,
wide
do
receivers.
you realize Terrence Williams has been terrible since Tony Romo left?
I know.
Like, he hasn't been any good, dude. Like, that
But,
way,
I mean, maybe this is the week. Maybe he gets through on this defense.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean,
I go Des Bryant.
Des Bryant, I don't like. They had Des Bryant last week and he didn't show up. I just think that like if you're the Eagles, you're gonna stick your best guy on Des Bryant. You're just gonna lock him up. And I don't think Matt Castle can make the throws to make anybody else. He's gonna throw it to security blanket and Jason Witten a lot. Jason Witten's probably gonna have a lot of catches and maybe 100 yards.
Yeah,
and maybe a touchdown.
So for sure on Dallas, who you think who's a must start?
McFadden.
McFadden's a must start.
Witten.
And then maybe Witten.
Yeah.
And then you're going. I'm going in this order. I'm going. For both teams, Philly's defense would be obvious number one.
Yeah.
And then I'll go Des Bryant. I think because I think Des Bryant. I think this week he'll have an explosive play and he'll score a touchdown. I think Des Bryant will do some damage, and I think Jason Witten and then Darren McFadden. I don't know if Darren McFadden. How's that? Are they gonna split the carries?
No,
What's going on? I mean,
McFadden's the guy until he gets hurt.
McFadden's the guy until he gets hurt. Okay.
Which,
so then I mean, I know exactly. So I mean, he could get hurt and get hurt and get hit and get
hurt.
But
if you have a place on your roster to stash like Christian Michael, I would do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I would pick him up now.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Darren McFadden always he's spends a career getting injured.
And DeMarco Murray on Philly.
Yeah,
that's Philly. Yeah, that's it though.
Ryan Matthews is a little nicked up, so I don't think he's probably gonna play, but I think he's injured.
Yeah. So.
Who do you like in the game?
I like Philly.
I like the Eagles too, but
I
don't feel great about it.
I don't feel great about it, but I like Philly though.
I just don't believe in Dallas without Tony Romo right now.
Yeah, not without Tony Romo.
Their offense is terrible.
Yeah, their offense is not good.
Next game, which I think will be a really big shootout.
Yeah.
Was Bears and Chargers. Now I understand for the Chargers that there's no Keenan Allen. So that means that Stevie Johnson's probably going to have to step up. Malcolm Floyd's going to have to step up. And they're going to have to use Antonio Gates. And, Ladarius Green's probably going to be hurt. And, I'm starting Phillip Rivers. He's the number 2 quarterback in fantasy right now, overall. They've been chucking it all over. Phillip Rivers has been.
But he lost his big time, Keenan Allen.
I know, but I think Stevie Johnson will step up. Stevie Johnson used to be like a big time receiver. Like he wasn't like
used to be.
He wasn't a scrub. Like he was always he used to be like big time when he was in Buffalo.
You're gonna see more Malcolm Floyd.
Yeah, Malcolm Floyd.
But Malcolm Floyd hasn't really been like. He's only been a deep threat.
He's been that his entire career.
I know, but he's only been a deep threat. So
yeah, and they'll be throwing in. The Bears' defense is terrible.
I say if you're gonna pick up somebody and you think Phillip Rivers is gonna have a really big game, it's gonna be Mr. Woodhead. He's gonna catch a lot of balls on the backfield.
Danny Woodhead is definitely not available in most leagues.
But I mean, I'm saying if you're gonna go on a weekly fantasy league like FanDuel, I would go get Woodhead. Maybe Ladarius Green.
Yeah, he's injured. I don't know if he's gonna play.
Yeah, but either tight end. Ladarius.
They're both hurt.
If they're both hurt, I mean, and one of them's gonna start or whatever the case is, I Phillip Rivers is gonna throw them a lot because Keenan Allen's out. That was his guy. Malcolm Floyd is probably gonna be their guy now. I mean, if he can run, he doesn't run routes though.
You
think Stevie Johnson's gonna be a really sneaky pick?
Yeah.
I mean, you're really rolling the dice though if you're gonna pick up Stevie. If you're gonna go with Stevie Johnson to start.
Had good games in the season, then he got hurt, and now he's healthy again. So I think he.
I don't like Stevie Johnson as a pick to play in this offense. I go Woodhead if anything.
Yeah, I mean, but at receiver, I would rather have Johnson over.
Especially in PPR leagues, Woodhead definitely PPR.
I'd rather have Stevie Johnson over Malcolm Floyd.
Well, yeah, because I think Stevie Johnson's a better route runner.
Yeah, and I think
Malcolm Floyd just run straight and that's it. That's all he can do.
Go route.
That's all Malcolm Floyd can do is run a straight up long post route or a straight up go route.
As for their running backs, Danny Woodhead is the only guy I think is worthy of starting. Not even in daily. I'm talking about in just general fans. Melvin Gordon has been buried on their depth chart because he keeps fumbling it. And Brandon Oliver, is Brandon Oliver.
He
doesn't wow anyone. He doesn't do anything really impressive.
He's basically a change of pace.
Yeah. And then on the Bears side, I'm starting Jay Cutler. If I have like Andrew Luck and I have Andrew Luck and Jay Cutler, I'm going to think about starting Jay Cutler instead. I think there are a couple of other situations. Like if I have Aaron Rodgers and Jay Cutler, like I'm considering it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying earlier. I think I think when we were talking about that Denver Colts, I was like, if you have Andrew Luck, I would consider benching him and putting in like a Jay Cutler or Like, if Jay Cutler's on your bench, I would consider starting Jay Cutler over.
I think this game is going to be a shootout. Like I think
this is going to be a shootout.
The defenses, neither of the defenses ain't good.
Since Jay Cutler's gotten back, the Chicago Bears have been in every single football game they played.
And
they've been in every single football game.
Neither team has a running game to speak of right now. Because Jeremy Langford,
we don't know what we're going to get from him. He's a big back.
But he's not Matt Forte.
I mean, he used to be Le'Veon Bell's backup, and then he started once Le'Veon Bell went to the pros. So I think Jeremy Langford is at least gonna get. He's gonna have a good game against San Diego.
Like 15
because
carries,
San Diego
maybe
can't stop. They can't stop the run.
They can't stop anything.
They can't stop anything.
Neither
Alshon Jeffrey definitely.
Martellus Bennett
definitely
Marquise
start.
Wilson? Or is that going too far?
I don't know if I go with another wide receiver on that Bears team. I think Alshon Jeffrey's the guy.
Eddie Royal sticking it to his old team.
I think it goes Alshon Jeffrey and all the receptions are going to come from Alshon Jeffrey and Martellus Bennett and whoever's out that backfield. Kadeem Carey. But I wouldn't start Kadeem Carey. No. But I'm saying he's gonna get. I'm saying he's gonna get those catches out the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, Kadeem Carey, Martellus Bennett, and Alshon Jeffrey. They're gonna get. I mean, what you think? Jay Cutler's gonna complete the ball at least 18 to 20 times.
I think it'll be more than that, dude.
You think he's gonna get 25 plus? Then maybe you talk about Eddie Royal. Maybe
he's gonna throw it like 45 times, probably 50 times. Like they're both gonna. Phil Rivers and Jay Cutler might combine for 100 passing attempts.
I just know when I look at the box score and I look at the stats for the Bears and I look at their wide receivers and I see Alshon Jeffrey and nobody else.
Yeah.
Catching the football. Week in, since Jay Cutler's gotten back. And, then you got Martellus Bennett, obviously, and Matt Forte, obviously. So this week, if Matt Forte doesn't play,
he's not going to play.
It's going to be Jeremy Langford. Kadeem Carey's going to get both of those guys are going to get catches out the backfield. Martellus Bennett, Alshon Jeffrey. I would not start Kadeem Carey. I would start Jeremy Langford. I would start Jay Cutler. I would start Martellus Bennett. I would start Alshon Jeffrey. Ever since Alshon Jeffrey's gotten back, he's had 15-plus points a game.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
and
those
Phillip
four
Rivers
guys.
And San Diego.
And Phillip Rivers, I mean, you could start virtually 3 or 4 guys on each offense.
Yeah, I think
Phillip Rivers, Danny
game.
Woodhead, Malcolm Floyd,
Stevie
Johnson, maybe sneaky pick, and then whoever is going to start at tight end.
Yeah.
For those guys, I think for San Diego, and then on the Chicago side, those 4 guys that I said, Marty Bennett.
You had to pick a winner.
If I had to pick a winner, I'm going with Chicago this week.
I'm taking San Diego.
I'm going with Chicago.
I don't know.
I'm going with Chicago.
I'll take Chicago too. Why not?
Why not? Why not? We're going with the Bears because the Bears are. They showed me enough the past couple weeks to I think it'll be a shootout, but I think they'll make enough plays this week to stop Phillip Rivers a little bit and possibly.
I just think I think whoever has the ball last will win.
Yeah, I think if Chicago has the ball last, they'll win. I think if Chicago definitely has the ball last, they'll win. I think they'll make enough plays, though, on defense to stop Phillip Rivers and those guys, though.
Yeah,
I think they'll make enough plays to stop them, at least to slow them down and possibly get, Robbie Gould, who's been, like, top fantasy kicker this year.
Yeah, he's only missed one kick.
He's only missed one kick. So I think Robbie Gould, it's pretty much if they, got it 30 seconds and Robbie Gould has to kick a 50-yard field goal, I'm going with the Bears. So, Bears all day. All right.
All right, well, this has been the Triangle. TJ is going to be back with us next week.
Yep.
We will see you guys all next week, and you guys all have a good weekend. Peace out.